Oh, hello everyone. I didn't see you there. Welcome to my second video. Hello everyone. Welcome to my second video. Couple things just right off the bat. One, I hope this audio works. I've been having issues with this microphone, and I am not an audio engineer, but my good friend Evan is. So if this audio is, well, I guess, then you know he's done his job. He's done the magic. Anyway, in this video, I want to introduce to you the Alien KGB book, or as it is titled here, the Alien Races book, and talk a little bit about it, go through all the alien races in it. This first video is introduction, some of the A's. I'm going to split up alphabetical and then the ending video. So it's going to be simple and whatnot, as simple as can be. But yeah, I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. We're going to have fun. You know, the thing that is required for an entertaining video. So, right off the bat, let's just get into it. Alright, so this is the Alien Races KGB book. It was produced, I guess you could say, around 2009-ish, around that era when it was, well, actually, that's when the first video was made from this, where I first got curious about it by Lord Seth on YouTube. You can check out his video over there. I'll probably put it in the description of whatever platform I am on. So basically the story goes like this. Unknown person goes to Ukraine and meets this guy named Petro, whose father used to be a diplomat for the Ukrainian embassy, and he used to go to Russia all the time during the USSR time. This is like the 70s, I guess. They don't specify. But what they do specify is, later on, around 2008, Pietro go to Portugal to visit Pietro's father, the man who worked in the embassy, and they ask him a bunch of questions, supposedly because he has a box, or not box, multiple boxes of documents the KGB has accumulated for counter-alien intelligence, I guess. Something like that. This is basically an accumulation of different alien species, supposedly. I mean, regardless if it's real or not, it is a fun read. And I implore everyone, I'll put the link in the description where you can find this PDF, download it yourself, have a good old time reading it. Probably go crazy, I don't know. But needless to say, a good amount of effort was put into this. Now, first thought, just to quickly finish the story, they go to Portugal, they get the boxes. Pietro's father is like, yeah, there's some crazy things in there. You know, you guys feel free to sift through it and do whatever you want. And basically, this ends by saying they basically accumulated all like the best parts, and it is being frequently updated, which is an interesting thing to add because you can actually prove that by just going back and looking at it and being like, oh, well, it was not frequently updated. Last it was updated was like in 2012, you know, or something like that. My point is, it hasn't been updated. It like stopped getting updated in like 2010-ish or something. Anyway, so what happens is Pietro and this unknown guy telling the story, they make this book and they're like, it's real, you know, BS, which the thought does come, if you fake this is a lot of effort for a fake. I mean, like, it's just, I don't know, man. There's so much put into this and there's so little known about it. And like, I mean, if someone put it in the effort to do this, like a hoax, I mean, it's a well done hoax. It's so fun to read. But the only aggravating part is, like, it's so out there and outlandish that I just don't want anyone to think that this is real by any stretch of the imagination, because it's some pretty ridiculous shit. But also, the most ridiculous shit turn out to be true sometimes. So, who knows? There's no definitiveness in this universe. As we saw in the last video, it's gotta be a simulation, you know? Like, what is real, you know? You think you know what real is, and then something surreal happens, and you're like, oh, surreal is just a word for unknown realness. I don't know. Sorry, that was dumb. Alright, continuing on. There's a bunch of pictures here describing the people and locations of where this information was gathered and received from, I guess. And then this cryptic barn house over here to my left, or to your right, probably, I don't know, is a farmhouse that apparently experienced an alien abduction of the more hostile kind, I guess. Animals were murdered, people were abducted, no one was seen to be again. So, they really try to spook you up here. And that's the other thing about this. It gives you provable things like locations and like historical facts and like certain dates and stuff, and like Smersh, right? You're like, whoa, that's super cool. I never heard of Smersh before. Maybe you have. I don't know. But Smersh is basically a rebellion organization in the USSR, or it's against communism. Basically, it's in communist states, and the certain factions in the military rebel, or in the CIA, or in intelligence agencies, they rebel, and this rebellion is considered like Smersh, I guess. And so this basically just says these Smersh guys were like, yeah, we're sick of it. Screw you, government. Do people have a right now? Apparently. I don't know. To make this big deal about, like, this is important, this is secretive, this should not be shown to anyone else. And then usually when someone tries that hard to be like, hey man, don't share this with everyone, it's usually some BS. Alright. So, God, I hope you can't hear that. That's my dog barking. He's fuck. Alright. Anyway, so to begin off our fantastic little video, just staring at myself there for no reason. Alright. So, first, above me here, you see, we have an Argarian. There's civilization. Goddamn it, my dog keeps barking. I don't know how to edit this. I don't want to. Oh, hold on. Hold the freak on. Alright, I hope that worked as well as I thought it did. I just discovered something new. You just went as a real life epiphany, yo. Alright, continuing. As you can see above me, the Argarians are a Nordic type alien race, very humanoid looking. Apparently this, son of a bitch. Alright, I tried to do a voice. That pause lasted longer than you thought. But, so basically these aliens, came here thousands of years ago, apparently, and, in the Gobi Desert, discovered that ancient, another, races, long-lost cavern system, which they took over and adapted for their own living capabilities, I guess, or whatever. Fuck, you know what I mean? They just live there, alright? Next up, we have... Nope. The Alpha Draconians. Now, these are an interesting type because they, how do I say this? They play to their stereotypes. They're, galactic conquering, race. These specific ones, called the Alpha Draconians, come from our very Earth. They don't really explore that, but my fun, what's it called? Interpretation is that, you know how we're like 98% related to monkeys, or whatever, 95% related to monkeys? These guys, cousins, I guess, are the crocodiles. They're like the more advanced crocodiles. And they, you know, they're like, hey man, we advanced, so we're gonna leave this planet. And apparently also, they've been suppressing, some pretty advanced technology from us Homo sapiens, and, that's not cool, man. It's not cool. They're also planning an invasion in some future date time, which is, some other research I've been doing makes me think this book might be bullshit and also propaganda against aliens. Like, what would you call it? Dr. Stephen Greer calls it exo-racism. Basically, the idea that when aliens come, we'll be so afraid we'll preemptively attack them, causing an intergalactic war. And that's some bullshit. But continuing on, and that's really all you need to know about these guys. Some mean motherfuckers, apparently. Alpha Draconians. Next up, we have the Altarians. I hope I do this right. Alright. Altarians. Ah, yes, the Altarians. Sorry, I just don't want to confuse anything or mess up anything. You're gonna watch a 40-minute video. I don't care, okay? You deal with it. You clicked on this video. You knew what you were getting into. Don't play games with me. Anyway, so these are also reptilians. They come from the stellar system ALA-TAR, okay? So basically they are not Terrarian or from Earth, the reptilians. Which is kind of interesting because supposedly they are the leaders of a collective. It says they are headquarters of a collective known as corporate, which I'm assuming they mean they are the leaders of a collective known as corporate. But I don't want to step on anyone's words, so I'll read it verbatim sometimes. Unless I know for a fact that they meant it another way. Which, how will you know for a fact if they read it? Okay, whatever. Anyway, so them, the Altarians, and the Ashtar and Draconian commands all have this trifecta of team, I guess you can say. They all work together. They're in an alliance, is the word I was looking for. So, I mean, probably also gonna, you know, if the Alpha Draconians are gonna initiate a war, the Altarians probably on their side. So, that's not great. It's not great. Next up, though, we have the Amphibians. Or... This is my bet. I know it looks like a snake, man, but I typed in amphibious aliens, and for some reason, this was the least sexual one. So, you bear with me. And by the way, DuckDuckGo. I didn't do this on Google. DuckDuckGo. So, before any yokels get up in there and be like, oh man, it's because you use I use DuckDuckGo, okay? I didn't use Google. So, I don't know why I went on the little tirade. It's just, I don't know why it was so hard to find a non-sexualized amphibious alien. God damn, alright. Probably because of Mass Effect. I don't know. Anyway, so these amphibious creatures are of the more hostile variety. They do abduct humans. Without provocation. Basically, we're treated as animals to them. Even though we're intelligent and also are capable of spaceflight. Even though we're not capable of intergalactic spaceflight, which apparently they are capable of, which is very interesting for aquatic beings. Actually, scratch that. I forgot I wrote in my notes. They're semi-aquatic, but also reptilian. So, that's probably how they do that. Also, fun fact, freshwater. So, apparently that matters. Webbed fingers and toes, stereotypical aquatic features on them. The one other super interesting thing, and you'll notice this theme, is that they have a close relationship with the Greys. Now, what I'm deducing that means is Greys are essentially like the universe's, like, generic worker bee. You know what I mean? Like, there's no... Imagine the perfect worker. Capable of doing the job, not having an emotion attached to it, and not having, like, to feel bad for it, basically. Like, that'd be awesome, but everything with a face we humans associate with, like, some type of, what's that called? When you, amorphosize? Whatever, you know what I'm saying. It's just, it's in us to be like, hey man, that has eyes and a mouth and probably has feelings, so let's not treat it badly. But these guys don't. Yeah. They also have been found on Earth, apparently, in sightings around swamps, rivers, lakes, things like that. Yeah. Not cool people, I guess. Alright. Now, here is a more famous of the aliens, just only because of ancient aliens and their bloating of this alien race. And it is the Anakim, aka Anunnaki. Now, what I'm understanding from this research is that the Anunnaki were several on Earth, basically, and they ruled in the Middle East, and one of them that is named was Nimrod, apparently, and Nimrod was the founder of Babylon, and also the architect of the Tower of Babel. Okay, where was I? Anyway, yeah, so these Anunnaki were popularized by television shows, and there's probably so much information about them, but just a quick rundown. So Nimrod was one of the more popular and named Anunnaki. Nippur or something like that was also another one. There were 7 cities named after these Anunnaki aliens, and when they breeded, which, fun fact, hold on, let me just get a picture of them over here. When they breeded, fun fact, they were also able to change their sizes, so that wasn't an issue. And apparently also they use their size shifting abilities for espionage on Earth, which is pretty interesting. Sorry, it is an interesting species, but it's just been overplayed, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, you know? I'm going to save my videos for better things. Alright. Okay. I don't know. See, I'm doing that without knowing how that's gonna look. Probably gonna watch it and not care anyway. So, all you really need to know about the Anunnaki is they are basically, supposedly, the precursors to us human beings on this planet, as we are today. Supposedly. Supposedly. Okay. And they are interstellar capable, just if you didn't know. Alright, these next ones are my favorite. There's nothing, I mean, very little about these people. These aliens. They are the Andromedans. Andromedians? Andromedians. They are the Andromedians. They have the Andromedon son of a bitch. Hold on. Androdomian, whatever, council. Basically, this council and this alien race are very adamant about no ETs interacting with us human species, which, I mean, like, too late. But so that's their goal, but apparently there's already 1,833 reptilian, multiple species on this planet, which is a very specific and weird number. And then over 18,000 greys underground and on the moon. So that's pretty freaking wacky. And also breaking all their laws. And what are they going to do about it? Apparently nothing. It's interesting to me because it was weird reading it because it immediately was like, oh my god, oh okay, so like, what are they gonna do about it? And it's like, nothing apparently. Just like anyone ever claiming any, like, I generalized that too much. It doesn't look good for the book. It just makes me think BS. Like, what does that even mean? So, and there's no further information. There's no like, and then 2,000 years later, they had a meeting and it was like, hey guys, I understand that you like, you participated in this all thing. Sorry, I let my dog in and he wants to leave, and son of a bitch, I don't know how to fucking. Alright. You're gonna have to deal with that because I don't have the time to redo this all again. I wasted 2 days making this video. I know it's sad. Okay, so let's continue on to everyone's favorite topic, Nazis. These are a very interesting species of aliens because they're not specifically named or categorized, or there's a lot of them apparently. So just general information. These species of aliens also were the ones that apparently influenced a lot of Hitler's end goals towards the end of World War II, which, infer what you will from that. Another thing that was super interesting, I think, is that, again, working with the Greys, which is, I mean, again, infer what you will from that, they work with everyone, apparently. They're the hardest working species in the universe, apparently. Also, maybe they helped the Nazis build Das Bell. Also, maybe they gave Hitler the idea for the Aryan race, blonde hair, blue eyes type people, because that's how these specific aliens looked. And these, again, are different from other, like the Nordics, or, aka the Pleiadians, and then the Telosians, which are another group of, like, tall, blonde hair, white, alien type beings, humanoid, which, apparently they're the only, these, Antarcticans, as they're classified, blonde hair, blue-eyed aliens. I mean, they could also be part of the Telosian or Pleiadian, race. Who's to say they're different just because they're evil, you know what I mean? Or perceived as evil. Who knows what they were really doing. But not only with their own race, they work with the Greys to basically try to take over the galaxy. As far out as that sounds, their not entire purpose, but one of their main goals is to basically have a complete imperialistic takeover of the galaxy. Take all resources under one flag and all that. So, pretty Nazi-esque if you ask me. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but again, the thing is with this book, and that's how I'm not doing the research based on these aliens. I think this book is a good foundation that building from it is going to be a lot better from all my other videos. So, thanks for bearing with me, you guys. It's a beautiful thing when I don't know, pretend I said some sentimental shit, okay? Alright. So, yep. Surprise, surprise, they're also known to work with the reptilians. Yeah, terrorizing the sector of the universe. They also supposedly have been known to work with the CIA and US government agencies of the sort. So, who knows? It's going to be fun looking into stuff like that later on. Next up, we have the Antareans. Again, one of these vague alien races. They are actually, fun fact, affiliated with the Montauk Project, which sparked their interest when the USS Eldridge disappeared in 1943. So that's what sparked their interest in our experimentation around that kind of thing. Which, what it was experimentation into okay, see, that's just... If reality had a veil, it'd be the research of opening that veil. That's basically what they were doing, I believe, in the Montauk Project. And projects alike. Yeah, not much is to be known about them, except they were observers, didn't really participate or do anything to us, or with us. So, finally, to end this half, we have Arcturians. Not very much known about them. The only fun fact, this is them. Well, I couldn't find a picture. Also, they are the most technologically advanced species of aliens in this universe. Apparently. Or in our galaxy. I misspoke. Pardon me. So, this is the first half. If I figure out how to splice the first half of the video of the second half of the video, then immediately following this, you'll see the second half. But if not, then please click on the second half. Thank you for watching, everyone. Or please continue watching if you enjoy this video. Or whatever. I fumbled too much at the end. I fumbled. Thanks for watching. And welcome back. Continuing on, we have the Atlans, referred to as such because they adopted a previous landmass created by the Atlanteans before them. They adopted the culture and many other things, but they are not genetically related to the Atlanteans. Hi everyone. How was that introduction? I started off with the least pertinent alien of these next groupings. So, let's get to the fun part, huh? That's not the fun part. This is not the fun part. Okay. Alright. First up, we have the Afim. The Afim are a very interesting type of alien. The Afim are, they work in the realm of feeling, which is very interesting. They bring on a very intense sense of anxiety when they are around. Also, about them, they call themselves the Afim Spitenesi. This is in reference to, I have no idea. I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. So, that's not true. They come from the constellation Lyra. They usually stay around 2 to 4 feet. Their planet is called Crimea Tiperi, or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce in their language. They have great interstellar capabilities, very intelligent, very advanced technologies. They don't need oxygen to breathe. A large percent of their atmosphere is hydrogen. Now, this is one of the curious things. They colonize 10 planets in a non-violent way, which automatically brain control, or some sort of mind control or manipulation, or they lied, or some BS. Like, that was 110% lawyer speak. It wasn't like, hey, so we have a class culture. We understand your culture is new, and we understand we're super scary coming from space and everything, but, you know, you don't know shit, we do. Follow us. I mean, I don't need to go on. Your movies really depicted it well. You know, like a mob threat, you know? But, pretty interesting. What is also interesting is they tend to be invisible around humans, and they could be around you right now, and you won't be able to see them unless they want you to. This was very, concerning to say the least when I first read this, because I've had random feelings of anxiety, like intense anxiety, out of nowhere, randomly. But also, I was home alone. So, maybe paranoia, maybe aliens. I don't know. But they also study us, is the reason for their invisibility and such. If you do see them, they have blue skin and little spots of red around their face and like neck region here. So that is a very distinct feature about them. And they study human deviation, which is very interesting, and is a psychological proponent in most psychology. Whatever. What I mean is just a very honest thing to study. And it doesn't feel like someone making up stories would include, or if they were making up stories, that's a very niche and clever thing to add to sway someone in the direction of, oh man, this might be true, which is a very fascinating thing. If someone did make it up and they were clever enough to think about that. Okay? Alright. So, that's pretty much all we know about the Afim. Next up, we have the Acrobata. Okay. These are fearful, not fearful, they're a feared race of aliens. They come from the constellation Perseus. They're an aggressive race. There are over 5,000 spaceships for combat, assuming, and also colonized 10 planets on their own with no assistance. So that's pretty impressive. Pretty also impressive they are able to unify as a species under one goal. So good for them, I guess. They're considered as one of the parasite races, and apparently in the universe, from other aliens, not from like me, you know. So it's weird what parts of this. I said 10 planets, and over here it says 100 planets. My information varies, so between 10 to 100 planets on their own, which is a very big margin of error, but, you know, also, none of this could be real, so why don't you ease it up a little bit, huh? This is for fun. No, I'm being a dick. I did mess up, I'm sorry. Abduction of humans is frequent, and the reason is unknown, so that's probably never good. They don't like to interact with other alien races, so probably it's as much their fault as everyone else's. Maybe they're just assholes. Maybe they're like me. Maybe we have a lot more in common than we realized. No, I'm just kidding. This one's a cool one because the Almurak Strat 163. This is a cool ass name, first off. Secondly, they come from the planet Jupiter, apparently. Our Jupiter, yes, that one. They apparently used to reside on our planet Earth until a battle long ago in ancient India, which forced them to retreat to Jupiter for some reason. And yeah, guess who they fought? The reptilians, apparently. Which, looking back on it, if it was the Alpha Draconians, technically they were just defending their own land, and the Alamaruk Strat 163 were the invading force. So, kind of serves them right. They were forced to leave after 200 years of visiting this Earth, apparently. So, either they were cool, then something happened, they were here in secret, or the Alpha Draconians weren't here, but then came back and were like, yo, bro, this is our space. Why don't you just get daddy, huh? And start snapping like, no, I'm just kidding. Alright. But, also capable of invisibility, and also, capable of creating invisible spaceships. So that is, pretty interesting of them. Alright, next up we have the Ainana, considered to be Martians. They come from the constellation Gemini, then migrated to our Mars planet. They've been on Mars for thousands of years, apparently, and then went extinct. They used to mine gold-like minerals. First recorded visit was all the way back. First recorded visit to Earth was all the way back in 1235 BC in Japan, and the last recorded visit was in Madagascar 2003. So apparently their species died off recently. So, I mean, maybe some artifacts on Mars. Maybe Elon Musk will hire me to do some architectural, or not architectural. The thing Indiana Jones does that I can't quite remember what it's called. That I have no experience in also, so I'd definitely be the best fit for that. Okay, next up, we have the Algulex. They come from the constellation Cetus near Katios Shimali, which is, it's a real place, but if anything exists there, who knows? If anything ever pops up concerning one of these locations where they discovered some form of life, I will let you know first, because I do look for that. That is so interesting if like some of this has some correlation in real life, and we wouldn't be necessarily viewing them as they are now or current, like in their current state, how we have a current state. We'd be looking to like how many years into their past, you know, which is super also interesting because there's like a form of time travel into another planet. So all in all, I am looking forward for any validity in this information, which would make me very happy and also make me want to redo this, because I have been fighting internally about whether or not this is worth or not worth doing. But in the end, everything's worth doing because there's no point to anything, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, they are usually 2 meters tall. That's 6 feet, as you can say. And they can live up to 350 years. So that is quite impressive lifespan. They are one of the 21 races that are known to have more than 2 genders. Here's just real quick. All 8 of the different genders can intermingle with each other and create offspring. So it is different than, I don't know, say what's on Earth here, or where we, you know, because the difference here is they can all produce offspring, no matter what the combination, you know? There's a difference. I just wanted to point it out. Not being a dick, not being hateful, just explaining some bullshit, probably not true thing, just trying to give the author some respect. Their visitation is unknown, so it is unknown if they are hostile or benevolent. And their last visitation was in Peru in 2004. So, fun fact, that shit. Next up, we have the cart, and again, we drop down to less information about these species of aliens. The Akart come from the constellation Sextans, and they have the fastest ship in all the universe. And I do mean all the universe, not just in the galaxy, in all the universe. Just reading off here, I didn't think it was important to include, but I just want to fill up a little bit more space. 2 of its occupants are under USA custody after having paid billions of dollars to the Brazilian government, which is interesting for 2 reasons. One, why would the Brazilian government give up the aliens for money when they could have the technology instead? And 2, who's to say, I don't know, man, like, maybe they're robots? I'm just trying to think of a reason why, like, if I had 2 aliens in custody, nah, man, you're not getting them for shit. I don't care if give me $1 trillion. They're not mine, but they're chilling here as until they decide otherwise, you know? And the pain, like, you know, it's so, like, slave, like, you know? They built the fastest ship in the universe. You treat them with goddamn respect. No. That is impressive, though. I like that. That's, could you imagine, like, just, like, imagine all the other galaxies and universes where, like, alien species like me were like, oh, what's out there? Oh, look, here we have a human, apparently from this planet called Earth, in the Milky Way galaxy, you know, even if that's where, who the fuck names these things, you know? And then, like, and then they reach to that cart, you know? And we have that cart's, constellation, so obviously this is pretty close to us, you know, so this could be a real species. I mean, we discovered life recently on one of our blah, 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 and whatever reason you need for this alien to believe that there is a more likely chance than I believe that there's an alien species out there. Right. That just reached us and was like, yeah, fastest alien, oh my god, this fastest ships, oh shit, you know? If I was in a car, I'd be like, yo, fastest ships in the universe, bro. Put that on a bumper sticker. I'd make an intergalactic, interuniversal language, and then just be like, fastest mofos in the universe. And then, god damn, bro, that's just gangster to me. It's so, it's just badass. Alright, moving on. These are my favorite, honestly. They're my favorite. Just because of the rep. Like, that's such a BA rep. Okay. Now we have the Erk. The Erk come from the constellation Octupios, near Yid Prior. Considered by other races as peaceful. Visitation reasons unknown. Their ships emit a bright orange light, and most, not all of them, are octagonal in shape, which is a very interesting note. Last seen in England 2003. They're mostly nocturnal. Here's what's interesting. They do not care about Earth. So apparently every sighting with or about them, like where it is like what is it called? A close encounter of the fourth kind, which is alien abductions. What is it called? I guess third kind is when they come down off the ship, or you see the ship, whichever meant coming down off the ship. So apparently they're the most non-fucks given aliens in the universe, and or at least to our planet and species, as opposed to some other ones that have a very high like for this planet. Let's just say for the minerals, for the environment, for the like atmosphere, I guess. Alright, and finally we have the Alabram. Now, I don't have a picture of these, so you're just gonna have to stare at my beautiful face and use your imagination. These creatures are humanoid in likeness, with much larger heads, and much larger diaphragms, which much larger lungs. And they live on a planet which much thinner oxygen, so that's the reason for the larger lungs and diaphragm. So this thin oxygen, it doesn't really say what else physically. So besides the large diaphragms and large lungs and large head, they're very similar looking to humans, and it's eye color variations, hair color variations, and things of that sort. I said that the women carry the fetus for a shorter gestation, and they reach maturity at a quicker rate than us humans. While we reach maturity at around age 16, 17, they reach maturity around 6, 7 or so. They're large brain, which also means they're telepathic, apparently. And they absorb information through osmosis, which is super useful, and I wish I could do the same. So, jealous, to say the least, I am. Yeah, so they come from a more hotter planet, closer to the sun, somewhere between, this is just information not really pertinent, they just added it, I guess, to sound cool, but closer to the sun than our Earth, so I assume just, I don't know, just closer to it. So, that's the end of the A's, the second part, or this one video that I was capable of editing together. Thank you for watching. I'm going to continue on with B, C, and all that, etc. We're going to have a good time after this, because this is going to be a very interesting basis for other videos where I try to explore these alien abductions and these alien species in more detail and depth, and kind of make my own alien races book, using this as a STEM, or not as a STEM, as a resource and all that, and then later on putting together more grandiose and entertaining videos. We're not only relying on my personality, even though it is a fantastic and awesome personality, if I do say so myself. That just opened me up so many negative comments. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Alright, thank you for watching, everyone. Hope to see you again on the next video, hopefully in a week or so. Body be bop. Have a nice day.